Hello, everyone. As promised, I did say that I was going to do an additional Darrell Brooks video involving the sentencing. And so I'm going to incrementally start from the time that he was given. Now, we're not going to do the whole, what was it, 2 hours that he spoke? Well, I ain't doing that. We ain't going to be on here for no 2 hours. I'm going to debunk him like I always do. And in this particular segment of the sentencing, the judge is giving him the autonomy to speak. And Darrell said, and we're going to get to the video, but let me just say this: he always said that. Do y'all remember him saying that nothing I say much matters? It don't matter what I say, and that can easily be debunked by him being allowed, he was given carte blanche to rant for 50 minutes. Y'all remember he was ranting for 50 minutes. Okay? The judge allowed him to speak. So what does it mean that he didn't have any say? And then she gave him carte blanche to talk nearly 2 hours. And out of that 2 hours, he wasn't saying crap. It made absolutely no sense. The prosecution, hearing that for almost 2 hours. And it never, everything he said, there's nothing that he said that ever reflected the victims in a sincere way that showed him ever having any type of regret of his actions. That's why I'm surprised the judge let him talk almost 2 hours, because out of that 2 hours, he didn't say anything that reflected his regret of his actions. It was all about him. It was all about him, watch this, trying to get out of jail, because he knew that this was the final stages. Well, not really. The appellate court is well, you know what? Given that I don't think he can get an appeal, so I think that Judge Darrell, she's more than interlocutor. I believe that was final, approved by the appellate court. Well, really, it was approved by the jury. They gave her the approval to go ahead and sentence the suerette. All right, let's get into. Now, let me just say this. Now, when we get into this clip, he's going to start making excuses, no different than what his mom did, no different than what the grandmother, the wicked witch of the West. The Bible says, suffer not a witch to live. So what's she doing pastoring? They said she's supposed to be a pastor. How can a witch pastor when the Bible says, suffer not a witch to live? Don't get me started on the grandmother. I believe that she was really on there to use that platform. Come on, to try to get some members up in there. This is a good opportunity, y'all. He said. All right, but listen, y'all. In this clip, Darrell is going to attempt to evade, watch this, the inevitable by bringing up his mental illness. Let's get into it.
Fact of the matter is, I have at times been medicated.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in mental health facilities, only for a short time.
Come on, make your excuse. Your BS, get it out. Another attempt to evade.
I can honestly say that life was better. It helped.
Y'all see that? He's trying to get into the head of the judge for her to feel sympathy. He just said that he was in a mental facility and he got better. So now he expects her to make that, or to grant what he wants. This dude has a nerve. I mean, The way he had disrespected Doro, and now he basically is kissing her behind now. He is at her mercy. I know he is regretting everything he said that was maniacal to her, that was reprehensible to her. He got a nerve to have a Bible, and yet he was being ungodly. This is crazy.
I think when you're going through something mentally that you don't understand, it always helps when you have people not so much that can relate. That also helps, but it's more. It's not the relating part of it. It's more of the that you can feel comfortable being yourself with. Someone to listen, someone to tell you that, hey, it's all right. You can let your guard down.
It certainly ain't all right what he did at that parade. That is not okay. And there's no excuse for what he did. No excuse. I don't want to hear nothing about no mental illness and all this kind of stuff. No. This is not going to work. And I'm glad, and I had said this before, I believe that Darrell Brooks on the street was able to talk his way out of stuff. But this don't work in the courtroom. The judge is not dumb. And thank God the jurors wasn't. Because he was trying to play psychological games with them. Y'all remember he said one time during when he was preparing his closing, in his closing, he said on a car window, it says some things may not be what they appear to be. He was trying to play a psychological mind games with these people. Because he knew that the state had given them all the evidence through those exhibits. He knew that was damning against him. So then he tried to play reverse psychology by telling them everything doesn't appear or seem to appear with it. Well, I don't know. He didn't got me confused. Lord have mercy. See, but he was playing mind games. But I'm glad that they didn't fall for it. I'm glad they didn't fall for, and guess what? I'm glad Judge Darrell didn't fall for this excuse that he's trying now. He wants her to be light on him. Oh, he don't want to feel the impact of being in prison, and I know he don't want to feel the impact of Bubba. Ooh, y'all ain't. Ooh, my. And so he wants her to be light on him. Let me ask y'all a question, audience. Was he light on her during the trial? I'm talking about the first day. Did y'all watch the first day of the trial? Oh, he didn't waste no time going after the judge, which was a dumb move because he didn't know that he was going to end up in this position right now, begging for his life. So why should she show any mercy to Satan? If I was in church, I would say, touch your neighbor and say, the devil is a liar. Yo. All right, let's get back in here.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And Back to what I said about truth.
That word shouldn't be coming out your mouth because that's something you don't know how to do.
People are going to, like I said,
or tell.
Believe what they want, and that's okay.
What do you mean believe what we want? We listen. It's no listen. We're believing what we saw you do. I mean, does he think that this was a fake story, that he didn't really kill those people? Are we not supposed to believe in actuality of what he committed? This dude is nuts. Oh my God.
This needs to be said.
What the hell is he talking about?
What happened on November 21st, 2021 was not an attack.
You're a goddamn liar. The judge should have stopped this. The state should have objected.
It was not planned, plotted.
It don't matter. The point is you did it. The point is you did it. You had an opportunity to mind your business. First of all, you wasn't even supposed to be around Erica relative to that restraining order. And then I just like how he was in the interrogation room blaming Erica for everything. So Erica is the cause, the reason why you went down there and killed all those people? That is the biggest, that's a bunch of crap coming out of your mouth. That's why I label it as verbal diarrhea. The judge should have stopped this. Because the verdict is already in. They already made their decision. She could have gagged them if she wanted to. Why? Because the verdict was already in. She already had the power. She didn't have to give him the autonomy to talk almost 2 hours. Given that he was found guilty and convicted. And for him to say this crap, I find disturbing and utterly absurd. Absurd. It was an attack.
When you constantly hear that perpetuated, constantly pushed.
Child, you brought that on yourself.
Constantly pushed.
You brought it on yourself. I'm going to tell your dumb ass to drive through a parade. Are you crazy? That's a dumb question.
You wonder why. Why?
You talk about verbal nonsense.
This was not an attack.
It was an attack.
This was not an intentional act.
Yes, it was. Because why did you keep driving? There was nothing wrong with the throttle body. There was nothing wrong with the brake. It was inspected by Schultz. There was nothing wrong with that vehicle, which means you could have stopped. It definitely was intentional because you kept driving when you had the wherewithal to stop, and you did not. You didn't get out of the vehicle and try to render assistance to those people. No, you kept driving, and then you altered your appearance to try to pretend you were being pretentious, that it wasn't you trying to get out of this. You are lying. I mean, literally lying. Blatantly lying. And the judge is allowing it, and she don't have to, given that the verdicts are already in. She could shut you down. Some of y'all might say, oh no, because the appellate court can say he wasn't treated fair because he wasn't allowed to say nothing during the sentence. Well, if it's verbal diarrhea and it's lies and it's offensive, he's saying it wasn't intentional. Well, the state proved that it was and got a conviction on it. Then why should she allow it? And then he gonna look at the prosecution. It wasn't a test. They proved it was. They proved it was. And the jury made their deliberations on that fact, on that evidence against you. And then he looking at them like you are shackled to that floor. What you gonna do? Looking tough like you gonna do something. Ain't nothing tough about him. Especially when he was bitching, especially when he was crying like a little girl over a paper cut. What man? Oh Lord, y'all got me, y'all got me raw tonight. He crying over a little paper cut. So what makes him so tough? That's what I want to know. Or should I say an alleged paper cut? So he say.
No matter how many times you say it over and over, it was not.
You know, technically, it doesn't matter like what he's saying right now because the state already won. They got a conviction. So they just letting him everything he's saying has no bearing, end, or effect. It doesn't alter. It doesn't do anything. Nothing. So the state, what he's saying right now, it's just meritless. It's no different than anything he said during the trial. It meant nothing.
I have a lot of, and this has nothing to do with the victims, the families of the victims.
Yeah, because you don't care about them.
And as a matter of fact, I'm grateful that they had the opportunity to voice their opinions and their frustrations. And
yeah, they should have did it in the form of, well, I don't want to get in trouble for talking about violence. It should have been more. It should have been more than voicing. Somebody should have got even. It should have been even Steven. I wish the law would allow, since he did that, then, we should be able to run him over with a red Ford Escape. And we ain't going to get no 2010. We're going to get a 2024 version. A new one and run your behind over. The reason why I bring up 2010 because how many saw him and Darrell in the video? That was another part of the case where that was utterly damning to him. Because the vehicle that he was in question was the same vehicle that appeared in that video. But somebody said to me, they said, oh my God, who makes a rap video with a 2010 vehicle? And that makes sense because, when you're watching rap videos, when you're watching rap videos, you're seeing Bentleys. You ain't seeing no damn Ford Escape. I know that's right. All right, let's get back in here. Let's get back to this verbal diarrhea, nonsensical trash talking, hairline list, jailbait. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
in their angers, because I believe and hopefully that that will alleviate some of the wounds. I could never point a finger at them and say they're wrong for what they said, their opinions, how they feel. Never. And I won't do it. I won't do it now, and I won't do it ever.
I like when the guy said, "I hope the roaches chew on your finger at night." Oh man, that felt great.
They're well within their rights to feel how they feel. I felt a lot of frustration and anger yesterday, not towards any of the victims. It was towards Miss Susan L. Opera. And I won't even throw shots back at her.
I dare you to come at her.
Again, I choose to take the high road. In spite of the clear language that was used by her,
You know what? That's the woman that put you away. Thank you, Sue.
not gonna fire back.
You know, she's the. By the way, she's the one that ensured that his bail was astronomical. Wasn't it like 2 million? Because she had read a laundry list of all his criminal behavior, and the judge granted that 2 million. I think wasn't that bail? I think it was 2 million. Let's just put it this way: his indigent mother ain't had no damn $2 million, and thank God. That's why it was raised. And I really believe it should have been raised initially.
I'm not gonna do that. Am I angry? Hell yeah.
So what?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because you're finished. You're done.
But so what?
See, he don't care.
When it boils down to it, the whole prosecution team had a job to do.
And they did it well.
Can't be mad at somebody for doing their job.
Overwhelmingly.
Attorney Basie, Attorney Witchow, I respect you guys.
Oh, shut up.
Regardless of what you may feel about me, I respect you guys.
You're trash.
I really do.
Look at Attorney Basie.
I respect you too, Attorney Opera.
Why don't you leave her alone?
The difference between all you guys is,
See, I wouldn't even be allowing this. Now he's trying to.
you, Attorney Opera, I don't respect how you did your job. And I never will.
Yeah, because she put you away. Your bail was 2 million. Your mother couldn't afford it. You indigent piece of.
To get in the name calling.
Man,
I refuse to raise my voice. I refuse.
Man, you
to
been
do
did
any of
that.
And I realized that last night. The part of me that I don't understand why it goes the way it goes had every intention to come in here and lay into you.
Ooh, that sounds like a threat. glad he was shot
out
that.
of frustration and out of the fact of feeling that I needed to defend myself by some of the things you said.
Well, wait a minute. Cause somebody tell me, what did she say that did not reflect him? She said he's the epitome of evil. Well, obviously, who doesn't know that? Given what he did, given the laundry list of his criminality. I mean, how evil can one person get? What did Sue Opper say that anybody could refute? Everything Sue Opper said about him is absolutely irrefutable because it was the truth. Darrell Brooks, is the epitome of evil. And I coined it. I came up with something. I said he's the epitome of stupidity. Watch this. Now tell me where I said that I said anything wrong. Because y'all know he's stupid.
How you had the audacity to speak on situations that had nothing to do with this tragedy, as if you were there, as if you
Man,
had
it don't
intimate
matter.
details, as if you knew everything that led up to those
It
allegations,
don't even matter, man. Shut up.
just by reading the police report.
So wait, Erica Patterson wasn't underage? She wasn't underage when he hooked up with her. He's a child predator. He's on the registry. So we weren't supposed to believe that police report. Didn't he shoot his nephew? We weren't supposed to believe that. Watch this. Didn't he kill those people at the Waukesha parade? We're not supposed to believe that. The police made a report of that. We're not supposed to believe that. I mean, come on. Everything that comes out of this man's mouth is, I don't want to say it, I'm supposed to be a Christian. And plus, I'm supposed to be doing Bible study tomorrow. Touching David said, this ain't a good look. Ooh, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it as verbal diarrhea. That's what comes out of his mouth. Verbal diarrhea. That's what you're hearing from this man.
I think every situation is unique in its own way. It all has different circumstances that leads to ultimately what ends up happening. Reading a police report doesn't give you the right to pass judgment on a situation that, frankly, is none of your concern.
It is our concern because what they were doing was they were building foundation. And this is why I said earlier or initially that his bail should have never been $500 for running over Erica Patterson. All right, that's basically attempted murder. How does your bail be $1,000 or what was it, $500? I know 10% of 1,000 is 100. So what? Dawn Woods came up in there with $100 and got him out of jail after it was alleged that he had ran Erica Patterson over. And so my point is, I believe the reason why Sue Opper brought all that stuff up, particularly in preliminary, it was for the purpose of that bail to be heightened. It had to be because of the multiplicity of crimes that this man was committing. It made no sense for his bail to be $500 because now you're basically saying, okay, Dawn Woods, you can come pick him up. Like you're allowing a criminal back out on the streets, and that's why this situation happened. Because he was allowed back on the streets. And so Sue Opera brought this up in preliminary. She talked about everything this man did to warrant why his bail should be $2 million. So he can get up here and talk about, oh, that's none of your concern. Well, guess what? It's a factor. It's a factor as to why you shouldn't be allowed out of jail. The judge needs to know this entire paragraph of your crimes to warrant why the state is requesting that there's elevation in that bail. So he talking crap here. look at Beasley. I mean, they already won. What he has
Honestly,
to say is completely irrelevant.
you would think for someone that's been doing your job as long as you have, you would think you would understand that. You would think that you have some kind of integrity.
How can, wait a minute, I'm sorry, y'all. How can he even bring up the word integrity? What integrity does he have? What integrity does Darrell Brooks have? Listen. Sue Opera had integrity by asking for a $2 million bail. She didn't want to see any more of his crimes anymore. That is integrity. Asking for the bail to be $2 million because she was helping the city by keeping this criminal where he belongs. So she did have integrity. And how can you use such a word? That's blasphemy. How dare you? He just says the dumbest stuff. Ooh, Lord.
Even with that,
I would have stopped this.
not gonna bash,
But then he is going to bash.
not gonna say anything disrespectful, not gonna call you anything other than
Why is the judge allowing him to attack her like this? She ain't got that. Well, she was instrumental in getting your behind put away. But why is the judge allowing him to attack her? Hasn't he
God-given name.
hasn't he done enough damage to the city? Come on.
As far as the integrity though,
You need to keep that out of your mouth. There's nothing of integrity about you.
I won't
This is just a stupid
ever
rant.
be able to wrap my head around why you did things the way you did it.
It don't even matter. She got the conviction.
Made reference to this being an open and shut case.
It sure enough was.
Yet you needed a whole team. To prosecute an open and shut case, as you say. And
Darrell, it don't even matter. Now watch this. This is not helping him because this is sentencing. This is not helping him because he's actually trying to insult them. You don't think the judge knows all this? You don't know she's going to take all this in consideration? upon the length of his sentence? So what? She had a team. You know, your dumbass thought you could beat all three of them when you were ill-advised not to do that. And I'm glad she had a team, because they all teamed up and whooped your behind. Made you look like a fool. That's why folks making videos on you. Because you're a fool. A fool. And I hope your mother, Dawn Woods, hears what I'm saying, because she's a fool too. Your son is a fool. And I'm not surprised, because the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You're going to try to make it seem like they had to have three people. Well, so what? I hope they put you in a cell with three men and let them wear you out. How is this going to help him? The state ain't worried about none of this, because they know they already got the conviction. They know he ain't coming out of jail no time soon, because they asked for the maximum.
Again, no. I feel like they was the reasons why your case had any strong points.
Darrell, it don't matter. You lost the case. Shut up. The point is you're going to jail, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how they did it, how many attorneys were involved. The point is they got what they wanted. A conviction. You off our streets. It doesn't matter how they did it. The point is they did it. Finally, you are off the streets. That's the point. That's the point. Stupid. What is Zach laughing to himself? He got his hand.
31 years. You said, well,
He is still
yeah,
in.
you did say 31
He is
years
still insulting her.
that you've done this. 31 years.
And you have no experience as an attorney and thought you could beat a real one. Talk it. I dare you to say it.
I don't believe you're that bright.
I don't believe you're that bright. To think with no law experience as an attorney, nothing, and you actually thought you could take on three authentic attorneys. Tell me what's bright about you. Tell me what's bright about you. How dare you say something dumb like that? She has experience as an attorney. You don't. Now you tell me who's bright and who ain't bright. The judge should have stopped it right there. Thought he could win. All that evidence against him. Visible evidence. Exculpatory evidence. Overwhelming evidence. Damning evidence. Everything was evidential. Against you. And three attorneys. And you thought you could beat them? You thought you could win? How can you call her not bright? The only one that seems not bright is you. That's who's not bright. You ain't the sharpest knife, and you sure ain't the brightest light. All right, y'all. Let me get off of y'all. He got me upset, y'all, because he just says the dumbest things that I just feel like it ignites me. I'm ignited. I'm appalled relative to the absurdity that comes out of this man's mouth. Absolutely nonsense. Buffoonery. All right, y'all, let me get off of here. I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow. Y'all comment on this one. This is just, you know, beyond appalling. It's just laborious just listening at the verbal diarrhea that's coming out of his mouth. All right, y'all. Y'all leave a comment. Please like and share, and please subscribe. Thank you for listening. I'll have part 2 up on tomorrow. Thank you. Be blessed.